Everybody's busy fighting over homes in the north and the west suburbs, but meanwhile, New Lenox is quietly booming with bigger houses, lower prices, and a lifestyle that might just surprise you. In this video, we're hitting the road for a full driving tour, and trust me, you're gonna see why more families are choosing this southwest suburb as their next home. So let's dive in. All right, let's start right at the center of New Lenox at the Village Commons. So this is the heart of town, guys. This is where you can feel that small town charm right as you pull in. It's not the type of downtown with buildings from the 1800s. Instead, New Lenox built out something more modern on purpose. In the middle, you'll see the Village Hall with the big clock tower. It's become a huge landmark here. The brick and the stone design make the buildings look warm and classic, even though they're newer properties. So the Commons is where things happen. In the summer, it's packed with the Summer Concert Series, which is previously known as the Triple Play. Smokey Robinson performed here in 2024. So did Ringo Starr and his band. The lawn was full of families on blankets and kids running around. Neighbors stop to chat, people bring lawn chairs, and it just feels like the whole town shows up. Later, when we talk about schools and parks, I'll let you know how these kinds of community events tie everything together for the families. The design of the Commons makes it work for a lot of events. The amphitheater is great for concerts, but it's also perfect for outdoor movies. And if you're new to the area, these events are just one of the fastest ways to meet people and just feel like you belong to the community. Now let's drive down Veterans Parkway, which runs right along the Commons. This road is the main hub that goes through town. You'll pass restaurants and shops that all the locals really love. Gatto's Restaurant and Bar is one of those places. Phenomenal Italian food. They've got a great event center as well. My wife hosted our first baby shower there, and it was awesome. So definitely a great spot right in the heart of New Lenox. The Crafted Bottle Shop is another favorite. People love the craft beer and the wine. Plus, there's a really nice, relaxed neighborhood vibe as well. One thing that you'll notice about the New Lenox Commons is that it's still growing. So unlike other older suburbs where the downtown is all set in stone, there's really nothing left to build, New Lenox keeps adding new shops and businesses every year. It gives the area energy and keeps it exciting. A huge perk here is the New Lenox Metro Station. It's right on the Rock Island line. Express trains get you downtown Chicago in about an hour and 5 minutes. That's a big deal for commuters. The station's clean, modern, and has plenty of parking. Many people plan their whole day around the train schedule so that they can avoid the stress of actually driving into the city, which I highly recommend if it makes sense for you. Before we leave the area, let's stop at the New Lenox Public Library. This isn't a small library. It's a 58,000 square foot building that opened up in 2001. It matches the Commons with its brick and stone design, and inside you'll find more than just books. There's community rooms, kids programs, and tech centers. On the weekends, it's full of families, students, and people just kind of hanging out. That's what makes the New Lenox Commons stand out. It wasn't thrown together. It was planned to be the main gathering spot for residents, and it works. Feels like a small town, but with modern conveniences that people actually want. Before we get too comfortable in the Commons, let's roll into the neighborhoods and see what life looks like on the streets that people call home. But first, if you're enjoying this driving tour and you want the real insider scoop on Chicago's suburbs, not only New Lenox, but places like Frankfort, Lamont, and beyond, hit that subscribe button. I drop new videos every single week showing you the exact neighborhoods that families are moving to and why. Stick around, because next, we're rolling through the streets where people actually live. Now let's check out the neighborhoods, because this is where New Lenox really shines. What makes this town interesting is the mix. You've got older subdivisions from the 80s and 90s, right alongside brand new communities that are still being built out today. This gives you as a buyer a ton of choices. All right, so the first stop is Bristol Park. It's east of the Commons, and this is one of the more established neighborhoods that you'll find here. The homes went up between 2015 and 2020, and right away you'll notice the tall, mature trees that are lining the streets. This is the kind of character that you only see after decades of growth. It's not like a new cookie cutter subdivision where it's kind of a little sterile, everything kind of looks the same, and there's really not a lot of mature trees that line the streets. It can feel a little bit out of Pleasantville. So it's nice to see that New Lenox has those established communities here where you can get that charm and that historic character. Most homes in here are 2-story with 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and 2-car garages. But you can get upgraded 3-car garages, 5-bed, 3.5 bath homes with full finished basements too. They usually range as low as 2,000 to 4,000 square feet. A lot of these homes have updated kitchens now, updated bathrooms, but they still have really solid original bones. Like I said, not super cookie cutter like some of these newer developments that also exist in New Lenox. If that's your thing, that's totally fine too. New Lenox does have new developments. Prices today run from the mid 300,000s to the low 400,000s, and for families, that's a super strong entry point into the community. Compare that to Liberty, which we'll get to in a bit. You're looking at a much lower price point for a very similar square footage. What people love most about Bristol Park is the feel. Kids are out riding bikes, neighbors are talking in their driveways, yards are well cared for. Each home has its own look, so it doesn't look like a cookie cutter subdivision. Now let's roll into Lee Creek. one of the newer developments. Construction started around 2016, and it's actually still going on today. Right away, you'll see the difference: wider streets, bigger lots, and that fresh new construction look. Most of these homes have 3 to 5 bedrooms and 2.5 to 4 full bathrooms. Think open floor plans, big kitchens with oversized islands, and luxury style primary suites. Prices start in the low $400,000 range, but get up into the $500,000 range. Even up there, the value's strong. In the north or west suburbs, the same house would cost $800,000 or more. So you're getting way more for your money in New Lenox. All right, finally, we'll check out Liberty Square. It's one of the established communities that you'll see in New Lenox. These homes were built in the late 90s into the early 2000s, so they've been here for quite a while. This neighborhood features homes from 2,100 to about 3,200 square feet. Of course, there's some more custom homes in here. I've heard some of these homes can get up to, 4,000 square feet. And prices start in the high $400,000 range for those like 2,000 square foot homes. You can definitely get up into the $600,000 range here as well. Inside these homes, you'll see bright open layouts, huge kitchens, and flexible spaces for home offices, stuff like that. No matter where you look, Bristol Park, Lee Creek, Sky Harbor, Liberty Square, you'll see a lot of pride of ownership all over the place. Lawns are kept up, homes are well cared for, and you can tell people here really value their neighborhood. Now this leads us perfectly into schools and parks because they're the foundation that supports all these neighborhoods and makes them thrive. So let's talk about 2 of the biggest reasons that families actually move to New Lenox. These are what makes the town such a strong choice for parents. If you're driving down Route 30, you'll spot Lincoln Way Central High School. It's huge and it serves a lot of kids in New Lenox. Lincoln Way District 210 is one of the top rated school districts in Illinois. Families like it for strong academics, sports, and a ton of after-school programs. So the campus itself is modern and it's well equipped. You'll see big athletic fields, updated classrooms, and even a large performing arts space. On fall Friday nights, the football stadium lights up. The whole town seems to show up for games. The atmosphere is electric. Parents, students, and residents are all going to cheer together for their team. It feels like a classic suburban tradition that you see in the movies. Academically, the numbers back it up. Lincoln Way West has about a 96% graduation rate, and so students can take advanced placement and dual credit classes, which means they can earn college credits early. But for a lot of families, this is the deciding factor when they pick New Lenox over nearby towns. For younger kids, New Lenox is covered by several elementary districts, with District 122 being the largest. Spencer Trail Elementary, which serves kindergarten students, is a great example. The school is secure and built with modern classrooms designed for group learning. Parents give District 122 high marks. Teachers are engaged, and the schools encourage families to be involved. Kids move from elementary schools into Liberty Junior High, and then they go on to Lincoln Way Central High School. This makes for a smooth path from kindergarten all the way through graduation, with all different schools being really highly ranked compared to other schools in Illinois. If you're leaning towards private education for your kids, Providence Catholic High School is close by and gives families another really strong option without having to leave the area. Really strong sports there, always have a good football team, and so it's a great option if you go that route. Now let's check on the park system. New Lenox Park Districts manage 35 parks and an 18-hole championship golf course, the Sanctuary. If you've never heard of it and you're a golf guy or gal, you definitely need to check it out. There's just a ton of open space for a town of this size. One of the best parks is Walker Country Estates. It has 12.9 acres with baseball fields, soccer fields, a playground, walking paths, and picnic spots. In the spring and the summer, the fields are packed with kids' sports, baseball, soccer, and softball games. Families line the sidelines, cheer on their kids, and connect with their other parents. Another highlight is the Lincoln Way Special Rec Center. This place is super impressive. It opened in 2014 and was designed to serve people with special needs, offering programs and events that make sure everyone can join in. It's a big point of pride for the community. It was one of the things that drew me here. I used to coach Special Olympics basketball and softball. Unfortunately, due to time constraints, being a father of 2 young kids, don't really have the time for it anymore, but I definitely want to get back to it someday. And the Lincoln Way Special Rec Center is a perfect place for me to dive back into it when I do choose to go back. And if you like golf, like I said earlier, the Sanctuary Golf Course is an 18-hole public course that's both scenic and affordable. I've never heard anyone say anything negative about the Sanctuary. It just always hits. If you need a good round, check out the Sanctuary. For something different, you can check out Green Garden. It's over in Frankfort. It's got 3 courses, 2 18-hole courses and a 9-hole links course. Super affordable, and they keep it in really good condition. Healthcare is also worth mentioning here, guys. Silver Cross Hospital opened in 2012, and it's a modern facility with 348 beds. It's more than just a hospital for emergencies. They've expanded to include centers for heart care, cancer treatment, and brain health. Families and seniors love knowing that they have top-level care right in town. I know Illinois' property taxes are terrible, but I can honestly say we have some of the best healthcare in the entire country. Put all this together, and it's clearly why schools and parks are such a big draw here. Families feel confident in the education system, kids have plenty of sports and activities, and everyone, no matter what but their age or ability has access to green space and programs that bring the community all together. And here's where it gets really interesting. Schools and parks are only one piece. Let's check out next all the shopping and amenities, because that's what really makes daily life smooth and convenient. Nobody wants to drive a half an hour just to grab groceries or grab dinner. Along Route 30, you'll find the main commercial strip in New Lenox. This is where most of your daily errands are gonna happen. At the New Lenox Town Center, you've got Target, Jewel Osco, and a handful of restaurants and smaller shops. So your basics are right here. For groceries, there's a ton of options, guys. Jewel's the standard. Mariano's adds a more upscale option. There's an Aldi, there's a Walmart, you name it, New Lenox has it. If you're buying in bulk, there's a Sam's Club off I-80. And for a more local feel, there's a Walt's Food Center where longtime residents go. There's also a really good butcher shop here called CP Meat Market. It's off Cedar Road. Place rocks. I get steaks from there sometimes when I'm feeling like a really nice like Friday night or Saturday night, stay at home, put a steak on. Phenomenal steak. When I moved out here, I was a little bummed because I'm not from here originally. I grew up a little closer to the city, but I really love steak. So I was like, I need a good butcher shop. And not too long after I moved here, I was blessed to be acquainted with CP Meat Market. So for Christmas, when we host Christmas, if I want to get some steaks for people, that's where I go. Super friendly in there, and they do a great job. The dining scene has also taken off here in recent years. You know, for a long time in the early 2000s, there wasn't much out here. A lot of cornfields, not a ton of retail. That's all changed. You know, I'm sure the people that lived here back then are not super thrilled with it. But if you're like me, a young professional that's moved out here, you love to see it because you want good dining options. And New Lenox definitely has that now. Of course, there's all the chain fast food shops. Those are popping up everywhere. You got Chipotle, you've got Panera, Buffalo Wild Wings, but there's also places like Williamson's for some really nice like sit-down meals. White Horse Inn, it's kind of a divey bar, which is a compliment. I do love a good dive bar. Some of the best burgers in the entire area, and I'm not saying that lightly. They have a phenomenal cheeseburger there. Staff's friendly as well. So if you're looking for like a good, like a divey-ish vibe with really good food, it's not just their burgers. They have a ton of good food on their menu. So White Horse Inn is definitely something you should check out if you're interested in this area. It's on Route 30, very close to the metro station. There's also a Fleckenstein's second location there. Fleckenstein's is a delicious bakery. Their baked goods sell out like every morning. You know, if you get there at like 10:30, 11, you're gonna be picking at the less popular options because all their good stuff is gone. Now for pizza, you've got some of the classics here for sure. You've got Nancy's, you've got Giordano's, you've got Lou Malnati's. There's also a really good craft pizza shop called Pizza di Farfalla. If you want like a change of pace from the Chicago style thin crust or like the deep dish, you've got to check out Pizza di Farfalla. Great story too, local guy, loved making pizza in his garage or his basement or something. And his wife or his mom, I can't remember which, convinced him to start his own business. So he opened up a shop in the back of Ghost Coffee Shop, which is another local coffee store, which I highly recommend. They sell all their pizza online. Basically just go through his Instagram and their pizza's phenomenal. It's like triangle style, kind of like New York-ish style, but just with the shape of the pizza. They have very cool craft style pizzas and they sell out like almost every day. So definitely check them out. There's a ton of good food here, guys. The I-80 corridor is another area here that's growing fast. The stretch has added restaurants, hotels, and retail. Portillo's opened recently and it always pulls a crowd for hot dogs and Italian beef. It's become a dining destination not only for locals, but for people passing through. Everybody knows Portillo's. Drive-through always packed. Can never go wrong with Portillo's. Keep that in mind because when we get into lifestyle later, these dining spots and new businesses really show how New Lenox blends small town feel with super modern convenience and new dining options. Now, if you want a bigger shopping trip, you don't have to go far. Orland Park is a quick drive and has Orland Square Mall plus pretty much every single store you can think of. Joliet has the Louis Joliet Mall with limited options too. So you can do your everyday shopping here in New Lenox, but you've got big retail centers close by. For home projects, New Lenox has both Lowe's and plans for a new Menards store in development. And if you like old school service, Ace Hardware is the kind of place where the staff, they might just know your name. Other essentials are easy to find too. You got banks, medical offices, and gyms all over town. Fitness options range from Planet Fitness to Orange Theory to smaller local studios. Most of the medical and dental practices here are near Silver Cross Hospital, so everything's clustered in one spot for convenience. What I like is how balanced it feels. New Lenox has enough stores and services to cover daily needs, but it hasn't turned into a cluttered commercial zone. The big box stores are in defined areas, so neighborhoods still feel residential. On top of that, you're still seeing more unique businesses pop up. Ghost Coffee Roasters is a great example. special. It's a specialty coffee shop that's turned into a hangout spot. There's also boutiques and small specialty stores adding some personality into the mix. The bottom line, New Lenox makes everyday life super easy. You can get everything done in town, but you're close to bigger shopping districts when you need more options. But convenience alone isn't enough. Lifestyle is what really seals the deal, so let's kind of dive in here how it actually feels to live here day to day. You can list the schools, parks, and stores all day long, but lifestyle is what people really care about when choosing to live here. New Lenox has really kind of found this sweet spot. It feels like a small town where neighbors know each other and you might bump into friends at the grocery store, but it still has the modern conveniences and easy access to Chicago that people really want. It's not a farm town like it used to be, and it's not one of those giant suburbs where people never talk to each other or never see each other. It's right down the middle. The Commons is a good example. In the winter, it turns into the Christmas in the Commons with ice skating, lights, and family events. The town also has a loyalty day parade in May and big 4th of July celebrations. These aren't one-off events. They're traditions every year that bring families back every single year and create memories that people hold on to. Nature's another big part of life here. On the edge of town, you'll see forest preserves and open space that give people room to hike, bike, or just chill out. The Old Plank Road Trail runs right through New Lenox. It's a 22-mile bike path. If you follow my channel, you've heard me talk about it quite a bit. Connects you to nearby towns, and it's perfect for biking or just jogging or hiking, walking, whatever you want to do. Hickory Creek Preserve is another super awesome spot if you want some fresh air or a peaceful walk. It's really beautiful in there. I used to run in there a lot when I lived in Mokina because I used to run there, but it's super close still. I'm kind of lazy now and I need to get back to it. For commuters, New Lenox kind of has you covered too. The metro station puts you downtown in about an hour, which means you can really enjoy that suburban living without giving up access to the city. Highways like I-80 and I-355 are super close as well, so you can reach job centers all around the Chicago area. It's really nice for families, especially when parents work in different directions. If you drive through the neighborhoods, you'll see what I mean about the family life, guys. Basketball hoops in the driveways, play sets in the backyards, bikes left out on the porches. This town also has youth sports for every season. Baseball, soccer, football, basketball, you name it. It doesn't stop at the kids programs, guys. The Park District runs leagues and events for adults too. From pickleball and golf outings to wine tastings and fitness classes, there's really something for every age group, which helps people stay connected and not just with their kids' activities. This connects back to the schools and the parks that we talked about earlier. Families here have options at every stage of life. Something else that you'll notice is the pace of life. It's calmer here. After work, you'll see neighbors just chilling, chatting outside, families walking the dog, kids playing in the street until the sun goes down. It's a slower rhythm than the city, but it's not boring. People take time to connect. There's enough going on to stay busy, but not so much that you feel overwhelmed. Safety is another big plus here. New Lenox is known as one of the safer suburbs in Chicagoland. The police are always visible and involved, hosting things like National Night Out and school safety events. It helps people feel secure and builds the trust between the community and law enforcement. Schools and parks may be the reason people move here, but it's the lifestyle that makes them stay. The sense of belonging is real. You know your neighbors, you see the same families at local events, and you feel like you're part of something. The real challenge for towns like this is growing without losing their charm. So far, New Lenox has done it well in my opinion. Leaders have been careful with the zoning and the planning. They've made sure growth comes from the right places while keeping green space and community character together. I think they're growing smart, not just growing fast. At the end of the day, life in New Lenox is about connection, neighbors, family, and community. That's what makes the suburb more than another place on the map. Feels like home, guys. And that's our full driving tour of New Lenox. By now, you should have a clear feel for what makes this place special. You've seen the commons, the neighborhoods, the schools, and the parks. You've also seen how the town has grown while keeping its community feel. What stands out to me most is the balance here. Some suburbs grow way too fast and they lose their character. Others stop growing and they run out of options. New Lenox has managed, I think, steady growth while still keeping its small town heart. For families, this town checks a ton of boxes. Homes here are more affordable than like Naperville or Hinsdale, for example. Schools are top rated, parks and sports programs keep families active, and the metro plus the highways make it easy to get into the city when you need to. If New Lenox feels like the place that you want to call home, or if you've got a property here that you're ready to sell, let's talk. Shoot me an email at john@cintagerealestate.com and we'll start mapping out your next move together. I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell in the Southwest Burbs, and I'd be honored to do the same for you. And before you go, do not miss my next video. It'll give you an even better idea of how these suburbs stack up. I'll link it right up here. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.